Introducing your 2011 AAA Blues. Defenseman. Number 2, Patrick Komodowski. Defenseman. Number 7, Hutch Rubis. Forward. Number 9, Tyson Boyer. Defenseman. Number 10, John Peterson. Defenseman. Number 11, Malachi Smith. Defenseman. Number 12, Linus Brooks. Forward. Number 13, Brandon Bauer. Forward. Number 16, Braden Harris. Forward. Number 17, Jackson Giorgio. Defenseman. Number 19, Emerson Minimin. Forward. Number 21, Mason Blanchard. Forward. Number 27, Grant Fugner. Forward. Number 29, Ian Bowers. Goalie. Number 30, Max Stutzer. Goalie. Number 31, Luke Scanapieko. Forward. Number 66, Braden Schneider. Forward. Number 85, Gordon Crowley. Forward. Number 88, Luke Wessel. Forward. Number 91, Jonathan Zilm. Forward. Number 93, Ben Spatansky.
Okay, let's go.
Good morning, Blues fans. We are live here at Summit Ice Arena here in Chicago, Illinois for your Blues' second game of the weekend. First game against the Windy City Storm. Blues won 7-2 last night against the Fury. They'll have this game this morning against Windy City. They play Fury again this evening, and then we will finish up the four-game weekend with a follow-up game against Windy City tomorrow morning. Blues getting final instruction from the bench. We will be back for the opening face-off to get this matchup underway here shortly. And we are ready to get this game started. Blues are going to send out the Spatansky, Wessel, Blanchard line up front. Defensively, we will have Linus Brooks, Malachi Smith to start this matchup. Max Stutzer gets his start in net, as he will most likely play all four games this weekend with Scanapieko out. Blues win the opening draw. Brooks gives it to Smith. Smith goes up the boards for Planter. Planter gets knocked out. Windy City bring it back into the neutral zone. Malachi Smith gives it to Wessel. Wessel's pass into the Windy City Storm is picked up. They're going to bring it in. They bring it down into the Blues corner. Malachi Smith hits his man. Puck's loose in the far side corner now. Windy City battles with Wessel, or that's Spatansky, sorry. Blues pick up the loose puck. Brooks takes it behind the net. He reverses back behind into the near side corner. Malachi Smith battles for it. He gets hit. Puck squirts out to Spatansky. He sends it out to Blanchard. Blanchard to Wessel, knocked off his stick. Spatansky picks it up. He brings it in, throws it in deep as Blanchard. Now they go on the forecheck. Blues start a line change. Wessel disrupts the play behind the net. Komodowski fresh on the ice, pinches in and holds it, gives it to Wessel. Wessel back to Komodowski. Komodowski to Zilm on a one-time attempt, and great save by the goalie. Wessel picks up the rebound. His shot goes just wide and goes behind the net. Zilm picks it up, takes it into the corner, takes a hit. Wessel battles with him. Windy City comes away with it. They clear it to the neutral zone, and here they come. They bring it in across the Blues line. They make a move. Can't get around Komodowski. It squirts in the corner. Komodowski hits him. Giorgio on the back check picks it up, gets it to Miniman. Miniman gets hit. It goes up to the sideboards. Giorgio picks up the bad pass. He gets it to Giorgio, and here comes Giorgio and Boyer 2-on-1. Giorgio brings it to the front, shot on. That's a good save by the Windy City goalie as well. Boyer picks up the rebound, gives it to Komodowski. Komodowski to the slot to Giorgio. Giorgio shot pad save. Windy City comes away with it, and they're going to come through the neutral zone with numbers as Miniman keeps them to the outside. Komodowski hits him. Puck comes in front. Rebound after a save by Stutzer's picked up by Windy City. They bring it to the near side boards, put it back in behind the Blues net. Komodowski sends it to the side, kicked by a Windy City player back to the front. Blues get it back. Boyer sends it to Bauer, who's fresh on the ice as the Blues are making a line change. Miniman picks up the loose puck as it bounced. He puts it in deep. Bauer on the forecheck, gets there first, tries to put it off the back of the goalie. Loose puck in front, and it is covered by the Windy City goaltender. With that whistle at 13:53, Blues finish the line change. Crowley and Bowers join Bauer. Peterson Rubis will be the defensive unit. Offensive zone face-off will come to the left of the Windy City goaltender. Face-off is won by Windy City into their own corner. They send it up the boards. Goes over the stick of Rubis, and we have a one-on-one with Peterson back. They get around. Good stick by Peterson, breaks up the shot attempt. Windy City picks up the loose puck. Good back check by Bowers, strips that puck away, and him and Bauer bring it back into the zone. Bowers throws it towards the net, hits a stick of a Windy City player, and bounces harmlessly to the goalie's glove. Blues will keep the same five-man unit out for this offensive zone face-off to the right of the Windy City goaltender. Crowley lines up to take this one. It is won by the Blues, back to Peterson. Peterson steps up, shot on, save, drops into the crease, and covered by the Windy City goaltender again. We're going to do it again from his right. Face off won by Windy City. This time they send it hard off the boards. They tip it towards the center. It's out of the reach of everybody. Rubis steps up. He grabs it. He puts it back in deep. Puck goes all the way around behind the net for Bowers. He uses his skate to hold it there. Crowley grabs it. He battles on the sideboards. Bowers gets it. They push it down low for Bauer. He's got space on the goal line. He goes to the front. Crowley didn't see it coming. Goes all the way out to the point to Rubis. Rubis tries to put it down low for Crowley. He gets hit. Puck goes into the corner. Crowley picks it up after a good forecheck by Bauer. Goes out to the point to Rubis. Rubis shot towards the net. Easy glove save and held on to by the Windy City goaltender. Blues send out a fresh 5-man unit in Fugner, Schneider, Harris up front, Brooks and Smith on defense. Windy City also sends out 5 new players. Face-off is won by Windy City. The corner, Schneider blocks the pass coming out, tries to get to the front. Now he battles behind the net, hits his man off the puck. Windy City comes away with it. They go high off the boards. Harris comes in on the forecheck on the sideboards. They clear to the neutral zone. Brooks grabs it. He goes off the glass, glove down by Windy City. They bring it back in. Brooks lines up, hits his man. Fugner overskates the loose puck. Windy City grabs it. Their shot towards the net is picked off by Brooks. Brooks got skated behind the net. He's got a man all over him. He goes up the boards to Schneider. Schneider off the boards to Fugner. Fugner around the last man. Harris picks it up. He's got Fugner going towards the net. Tries to drop to Schneider. Oh, and couldn't get a stick on it. Schneider's shot. That goes off the pad into the far corner. Spatansky comes out. Blues going to the power play as Spatansky comes on for the goalie. Brooks gets it from Smith. Smith down low to Fugner. Fugner tries to go to the front, and that is picked off by Windy City and sent out to the Blues defenseman as they touch it for the whistle. Number 46 for Windy City goes to the box for holding. Or I'm sorry, that's number 14. He goes to the box for holding. And today we are playing minute 30 penalties, as is the rule, so that is the correct penalty at this age level. Fury last night elected to go 2 minutes. Blues keep Fugner, Harris, Schneider up front. Smith, Brooks on defense. Face-off is a tied up. Harris comes away with it. He goes out to the point to Smith. Smith with his skate holds it, puts it down low for Fugner. Fugner goes down low behind the net for Schneider. Schneider skates it behind. He goes to Harris. Harris gloves it down as it deflected. Down low, tries to hit Schneider, hits a skate, and here comes Windy City through the neutral zone. Brooks keeps him to the outside, takes a long shot. That goes wide. Fugner's going to grab down the sideboards. He tips it around. Now he battles 2 men on the sideboards. Harris comes in to help him out, and Smith comes away with the puck. And we're going to have another penalty. Oh, they're sending Fugner to the box after he got punched. And they're calling holding on Fugner. So these refs like the holding penalties. That will do it for the Blues power play. 31 seconds in. Fugner takes a minute 30 minor for holding. So we'll play 4-on-4 for the next 59 seconds. Then a 31 second power play for Windy City. Face-off won by the Blues. Komodowski has it hit off a Wessel skate. Windy City picks it up. They go D to D at the blue line. Shot from the point, blocked by the shin pad of Komodowski, and here comes Komodowski and Wessel 2-on-1. Komodowski made a move through the legs. Puck rolls on him, goes to the corner. He goes down. Windy City comes away with it. Next passing attempt hits off the stick of Komodowski. Wessel comes away with it, skates into the corner. He drops for Spatansky, who breaks down towards the goal line. He takes it behind the net, circles in front. Looking for an open man, he reverses. He's going to take it in deeper. He gets hit. Komodowski comes in to help him out. Como retreats to the point as Wessel goes in to help. Third Windy City player goes in to help. Windy City comes away with it. They go far side to their defenseman. They're going to flip it through the neutral zone, picked off by Miniman. Miniman passes to Wessel. Wessel picks up the loose puck as it bounced on him. He gets knocked down, and now he battles for it. Windy City bring it in. Heads up. They got numbers. Wide open man. Shot and goal. Power play goal by Windy City is their penalty had just expired. And so we will go back to 5-on-5 hockey, and Windy City leading 1-0. Blues will counter that goal by Windy City with Spatansky, Wessel, Blanchard up front, Peterson, Rubis, the defensive pair. Face-off won by Windy City. They take it all the way deep into their zone, then they flip it out to the neutral zone. It trickles into the Blues zone. Rubis picks it up. He sends a long pass far side, tipped down by a Windy City player. They get it in their own zone. They go D to D. Exit pass is pretty weak. Wessel grabs it, gives it to Peterson. Peterson tries to put it in. That hits off a skate and is held there. Spatansky picks it off. He hits Blanchard. Blanchard with one to get around, and he gets taken down. No call. Windy City comes right back through the neutral zone, 2-on-2 into the Blues zone now. They pull up, long shot, glove save held on to. And number 17, who we've had fun with him all season, as I believe several teams have had fun with him, gives Stutzer a little shoulder bump there after the whistle. And I don't think he wants to do that with certain Blues defensemen on the ice next time. Giorgio, Boyer, Zilm are sent out up front. Smith and Brooks, the defensive pair. Face-off is tied up. Zilm comes in and takes it away. He clears it out to the neutral zone. They turn it around. Zilm blocks the pass in. Windy City comes away with it. Their entry into the Blues zone is stopped by Malachi Smith. His pass back in is picked off. Then he picks off the pass right back. It's going to go all the way down in. No icing, no offsides, even though I'm pretty sure it was offsides against the Blues. Goalie plays it behind the net. Boyer grabs it. He reverses. His pass down low is picked off. Brooks' pass to Smith is then picked off, and they have a semi-break. They go towards the front. Good stick by both Blues defensemen to break up that pass. And here comes Windy City right back in. As they go to the outside, they send it to the near side. It hips off of Brooks' sticks, goes behind the net. Smith pitches in. He holds it in the corner. And now heads up. Blues have three players behind the net. They get it out to the point. Man open shot. That's a pad save by Stutzer. He pushes it to behind the net. Windy City comes away with it. Giorgio picks up the loose puck as they knock it off of their stick. He's going to skate it out through the neutral zone. And here he comes. He crosses into their zone. He takes it down low behind the net. He dodges a hit. Skates it out to the sideboards. Drops it for Zilm. Zilm down low for Boyer. Boyer to Kamadowski. Kamadowski's shot. That goes just high over the crossbar. Windy City comes away with it. Pass picked up by Crowley. Crowley has it stripped off of his stick. And then Windy City sends it all the way down, and that will be icing. 8:18 left here in the first period. Blues down by 1 as Windy City scored a power play goal a few moments ago. Blues send out Crowley, Bauer. Bauer's up front. Miniman, Kamadowski will be the defensive pairing. Face-off is won by Windy City. They hit a seam pass up the middle, picked off by Miniman. Miniman gets it to Kamadowski. He reverses back over to Miniman again. Miniman, hard off the boards, tries to hit Bauer. It tips off of his stick. Windy City clears it. They put it all the way back in the blue zone. Kamadowski picks it up. He reverses in the corner for Miniman. Miniman up the boards for Bowers. Bowers has it tip off. Heads up. Wide open shot again. Luckily goes wide. Bauer then on a good strong pressure gets the puck out to the neutral zone. Windy City reverses up the sideboards. It goes through all their men. Miniman picks it up. Oh, man, he sends it right back to the point. Long shot on net, and, man, that's twice a Windy City player has gone after Stutzer after a whistle.
Stutz.
Stutz holds on to that one, and we get a whistle. Blues are going to send out a fresh 5-man unit. Bugner, Harris, Schneider up front. Rubis and Peterson will be on defense. Defensive zone faceoff comes to the left of Stutzer. Bugner wins it to Rubis. Rubis behind the net for Peterson. Peterson up to Schneider. Schneider goes, tries to hit Harris. It bounces. Harris has to hold up. All the Blues are offsides as that puck kind of bounced. Rubis hits Schneider. Schneider back to Rubis. Rubis crossed the line. He puts it in deep. Goalie plays it behind the net. Reverses. Blues all over him. Peterson is going to have to retreat on the blue line here as they make a seam pass out. Rubis in a race for a puck with the player. It is deflected back. They take a shot. Goes a quarter mile wide. Bugner picks it up. He's got him, Harris, and Schneider. Drops to Peterson. He hits Bugner to Harris. Harris gets hit off the puck. Loose is there. Gets it to Schneider. Schneider tries to take a shot. He fans on it. Gets his own shot. Loose puck, though. Gives it to Peterson. Peterson back out to Schneider. Schneider to Rubis. Rubis shot. That deflects on. Pad save and then held on to by the Windy City goaltender. Windy City to send out Smith and Brooks to play defense. Bugner, Schneider, Harris will continue up front. Offensive zone face-off will come to the left of the Windy City goaltender. Face-off is one to the corner by Windy City. Schneider steps up and blocks it. Harris in front has the puck. Open shot. That's on right into the midsection of the Windy City goaltender, and that is held on to for a whistle. And puck was tied up in his jersey somewhere. We're going to do it again from the offensive zone, this time to the right of the Windy City goaltender. Bugner lines up to take this one. Face-off is won by Windy City. They send it high off the glass. Brooks steps up and holds his man there with it. Little miscommunication on the puck there. Harris comes away with it. He reverses to Smith. Smith goes far side, tries to hit Schneider. It's behind him. Windy City turn it right back around into the blue zone, and good step up by Smith breaks up that zone entry. He tries to pass it far side. It deflects high. It goes all the way down in. Windy City picks it up on the sideboards. They go D to D in their own zone. They're going to bring it out. They tip forward, almost picked off by Wessel. And Smith pushes them to the outside. Try to get a pass to the front. Nobody can grab it. Schneider there for it. He's gassed at the end of his shift. He holds it there. He keeps battling. Windy City steals it. They send it back around deep. Brooks picks it up in the near side corner, puts it behind the net for Smith. Smith's going to skate out near side. He goes up to Schneider. Schneider tips it out to Wessel. Wessel brings it into the zone. He's got Brooks with him. Wessel gets hit off the puck. Spatansky comes in. They try to go far side, picked off by Komodowski. Komodowski's going to have to hold for a while as Wessel's on the ice still. Pass from Blanchard goes to Wessel. Wessel sends it back to Komodowski near side on the blue line. They go up to Spatansky. He tips it in deep. Blues go in on the forecheck now. And they're going to send it right back out. Pass is picked off by Miniman. Miniman fanned on his pass, picked off by Windy City. Komodowski grabs it in the corner, reverses up the boards. Blanchard gets it to Komodowski far side, or near side now. Back to Komodowski, and the puck is tipped into the Blues bench as he was trying to hit Blanchard, and it goes off of a Windy City stick. Center ice face-off with 5:01 left here in the first period. Spatansky lines up, take this draw. It is won by Windy City back into their own zone. They're going to circle. They send a D to D at the top of the circles. They put the pass in, then they go and cross-corner dump in. Spatansky on the back check sends it to Wessel. Wessel far side hits Blanchard. Here comes Blanchard through the neutral zone. He's got Miniman with him. 3 Windy City players back, and Blanchard gets tripped up. No call. Goes into the far side corner. Spatansky on the forecheck hits his man. Blanchard comes in to help him out. Windy City grabs it. They wrap it around behind the net all the way up to the near side boards. They're passed to the neutral zone, picked off by Miniman. He goes to Komodowski. Komodowski back to Miniman. Then he hits Spatansky. Spatansky can bring it through the neutral zone. He crosses into their territory. Drop pass for Blanchard. Blanchard shot on, and I guess it was blocked, actually, hit a player, and they turn it right back around into the neutral zone. They bring it through, drop pass, nobody home. Step up by Rubis is successful. He sends it off the boards for Giorgio. Giorgio puts it around the last man. He gets held up. He's got room to the net. Shot. That's a pad save. Goes to the corner. Boyer on the forecheck takes that puck away. He sends it out to Peterson. Peterson shot through. That's another pad save. Giorgio gets it, puts it towards the front. Boyer picks up loose puck to Rubis. Rubis shot. That gets blocked in front. Blues heavy pressure here as Zilm's on the forecheck now. He hits his man off the puck. It's loose behind. Giorgio picks it up. He skates it out. He goes to Boyer in front. Boyer gets his stick lifted, goes to the near side. They send it out. Good hold by Peterson. Then he takes a knee. And Blues going to go back to the power play. as Zilm takes a high late hit right after a knee against Rubus. Or was that Peterson? Peterson had a knee-to-knee. So Blues go back to the power play with 3:24 left here in the first period. Blues will continue with Giorgio, Zilm, Boyer up front. Peterson and Rubus will be continuing on defense. Giorgio lines up to take this draw. It is in the offensive zone after that penalty against Windy City. Blues win it back to Peterson. Peterson down low for Zilm. Zilm reverses in the corner, sends it back to Peterson. Peterson down to Zilm again. He tries to go to Giorgio. It hits Boyer, and Boyer buries it for a power play goal. So Blues only needed 12 seconds of that power play as Boyer on a pass from, I believe that was Zilm, and he one-times it in right under the glove of the Windy City goaltender. So just like that, Blues tie this up 1-1. It is a special teams type of game, as both teams have now scored a power play goal. Blues send out a fresh forward unit. Crowley, Bauer, Bowers up front now. Peterson, Rubus will continue on defense. Face off, won by the Blues. Bowers gets it. He puts it in deep. It's going to go on net. Goalie grabs it with the glove and holds on to it, and we will get an offensive zone face off. This one will come to the left of the Windy City goaltender with 3:06 left here in the first period of this tie game. Crowley lines up to take this one. It is won by the Blues. Bauer tries to get it towards the front of the net. He gets it knocked off his stick, picks up his own puck. Peterson tries to put it back down the sideboards for him. He gets it knocked off of his stick. Bowers and Bauer now battle for it. They clear out. Peterson holds at the line again. Then it's kicked out. And heads up, here comes Windy City back into the Blue zone. Drop pass picked off by Peterson. Peterson then loses an edge. Rubus picks up the loose puck. He circles in his own zone. He flips it high in the air. That is gloved down by a Windy City player. And heads up, here comes Windy City, 3-on-2. Good back check by Bauer, keeps him to the outside. Heads up. Oh, man. Oh, man. Lots of pressure here by Windy City. And then their defenseman whiff on holding the puck in the zone. Bauer beats him to the puck. Gets knocked off of his stick, though. And here comes Windy City right back in with it. Their pass picked off by Smith. Smith goes far side, hits Bowers. Bauer has it bounce on him. Brooks steps up, kicks it back to Bowers. Bowers brings it in. He's got room. He makes him, tries to get around one. He's got Brooks with him. And seam pass, breakaway for Windy City, and goal. So just like this, another breakaway forfeited by the Blues, and it cost the Blues a goal, so they're now down 2-1. With 1:53 left here in the first period. Blues send out Komodowski, Miniman on defense, Fugner, Harris, and Schneider up front. Face-off is won by Windy City, but it goes all the way down to the zone. Harris gets in on the forecheck. They tip it up the boards. Fugner picks that off. He tries to go to Schneider in front. Schneider gets a shot on, goes just wide. Fugner picks up the loose puck. He goes out to Miniman. Miniman shot deflected just wide of the net by Harris. And now they clear up and out. Wow, pass is gloved down by Windy City. Blues come away with it. It goes behind the net. Schneider holds it there. He battles behind the net. He comes away with it. He tries to go out to Miniman. Gets it to Harris, though. Harris behind the net with it. He goes out to Miniman now. Miniman holds at the blue line. He takes a long shot. That goes just wide. Fugner picks up the loose puck. Shot on. Schneider there for the rebound, and a quick save by the Windy City goaltender and held on to. Blues will keep the save and five-man unit out. Windy City makes a line change. Ref let both teams line up at the wrong dot before deciding to blow his whistle and let them know. Offensive zone faceoff comes to the right of the Windy City goaltender. Fugner's going to take this. Faceoff is won by Windy City. It's in front of the net. They grab it. They flip it out to the neutral zone. Komodowski grabs it. He goes to his partner, Miniman. Miniman steps up, gets it off the boards. He tries to hit Fugner. It's out of his reach. And Windy City's going to bring it right back. And they're going to just put it in deep. Blockered to the corner by Stutzer. That one was on net. Miniman goes behind the net for Komodowski. Komodowski goes up to Harris. Harris has a bounce over his stick. Schneider tips it, takes it back, then he tries to give it to Komodowski, and it's taken right back over by Windy City and put in deep. Miniman grabs it behind the net. He goes harder on the board. Schneider tries tipping it out of the zone. He's going to battle on the sideboards with it. Fugner steps in to help him out. Windy City comes away with it. They go out to the point, tipped down by Schneider. He's going to skate it out. He crosses the red line. He puts it in deep and goes for a line change. Harris goes in on the forecheck. Windy City comes away with it. They're going to send it all the way down, and that will be an icing against Windy City. Blues complete the line change. Spatansky, Wessel, Blanchard up front. Peterson, Rubis on defense. 14.6 seconds left here in the first period. Blues down by a goal as they gave up a late breakaway. About 2.5 minutes left after tying the game a minute earlier. Blanchard lines up to take this draw. He pushes it to the corner. Windy City grabs it. They go hard off the boards. Their player grabs it and heads up. They get around to the outside with room. Shot blocked by the ankle of Peterson. Goes to the corner. He sends it around high. And that's going to do it for the first period. As that's going to do it. Blues down 2-1 after the first period. We'll be back for the second period here shortly. And we are ready to get the second period underway. Blues send out Spatansky, Wessel, Blanchard up front. Rubis, Peterson will be continuing on defense. Face-off won by the Blues. Rubis has a bounce off his stick. He sends it hard up the boards to Blanchard. It's out of his reach. Windy City grabbed it at their own blue line. Peterson tries to step up. Windy City comes away with it. Blanchard back breaks up the pass towards the middle. It goes to the far side boards. They send it out to the point. Shot. That gets through but goes wide. It's on the far side boards. They send it back out to the point. Another long shot. That goes a mile wide as well. Defenseman pinches, puts it back in deep. Spatansky behind the net, holds it there. Gives it to Rubis. Rubis flips it a mile high in the air. That is kicked down and held in the zone by a Windy City defenseman. Rubis picks up the loose puck. He reverses in his zone. He's going to skate it now. He crosses the red line. He puts it in deep. Blues going on the forecheck now. It is behind the net. The goalie sends it up the glass. Spatansky holds it on the sideboards. Another player comes and takes it. Blanchard puts his man down hard. Puck comes all the way back into the blue zone. Peterson tries to clear up the boards, held in by Windy City. Their pass to the center, nobody home. Blanchard picks it up here on the near side boards. He goes to the center to Rubus. Rubus has it knocked off of his stick. Blues clearly offsides there. Another missed call by the refs, and they let play go on. Pass out, tipped off the stick of Spatansky. Boyer gets it to Peterson. Peterson to Rubus. Rubus to Blanchard. Blanchard tips it in, and they're going to say he didn't tip it. Blanchard clearly tipped that in. You can see it changed directions, and the refs call icing anyways. Blues send out Giorgio, Boyer, Zilm up front. Defensively, Smith and Brooks on the ice. Face off one back to Brooks behind the Blues net. He goes into the near side corner to Smith. Smith up the boards to Zilm. One touch pass to Giorgio. He brings it into the Windy City zone. He gets hit but pushes it in deep. Boyer gets it on the forecheck now. Windy City goes D to D. Blues, Zilm and Boyer there break that up. Windy City comes away with it. They get it out to the neutral zone. They do a drop pass that is almost picked off, but now here they come back into the blue zone with numbers. They take it to the outside. Puck towards the net is blockered down by Stutzer. Smith picks it up. He hits it off of a Windy City stick as he tries to clear it in and heads up. Here comes Windy City. One-on-one. Shot. Hits off the blocker. Goes just to the side of the net. Blues try to clear up the sideboards. Picked off by a Windy City defenseman. They send it right back on net. Malachi Smith battles in the corner for it. And Windy City player shook himself up there. I think he butt-ended himself as he went into the boards holding his stick straight out. Boyer's going to bring it in. He makes a move towards the center. He's got space. He goes to Brooks. Brooks with a pass to Zilm, who is wide open in front, buries it to tie this game up 2-2 with 13:31 left here in the second period. So Zilm from Brooks and Boyer tie this bad boy up. We got a fresh game here early in the second period. Blues make a full line change. Crowley, Bowers up front. Miniman, Komodowski will be on defense. What a finish by Zilm there. And an even better pass from Brooks. Crowley lines up to take this face off in a brand new game. It is won by the Blues. Bauer puts it in deep. He goes in on the forecheck. He beats his man to the puck. He reverses in the corner. Holds up as he's waiting for reinforcements. Crowley goes back to help him and bounce off his stick. And here comes Windy City through the neutral zone with speed. They get it to the outside. Miniman pushes him behind the net. He's going to skate it out far side sideboards. He reverses, goes out to the point. No Blues player out at the point. They've got space. They go D to D at top of the circle. Step up, shot. That hits off the shin pad of Miniman, goes to the corner. Crowley picks up the loose puck. He gives it forward to Bauer. Bauer has it knocked off and heads up. Wow, gave up another odd man rush. Luckily, the shot goes wide. Komodowski picks off the pass. He hits Bauer. Bauer tips it in. It goes all the way down. Crowley picks up the loose puck. He had a wide open net shot. What a skate save by the Windy City defenseman as the net was wide open. Pass forward, picked off by Komodowski. Komodowski brings it back. He's going to skate it in. He makes a move at the line. Then he puts it in deep as he got hit. Crowley picks it up, takes it behind the Blues net. He gets it knocked off of his stick, but regains control. Sends it out to Miniman. Miniman shot. That deflects in front, stops right there. Windy City comes away with it. Their pass out of the zone, picked off by Miniman. Miniman waits for Schneider to exit the zone, puts it in deep, and it bounces right in front of the net, and the Windy City goalie's going to cover it. So lots of pressure the last few minutes by the Blues. They're going to send out a fresh unit in Peterson, Rubus on defense. Finish the forward line change as Fugner and Harris join Schneider. Offensive zone face-off comes to the left of the Windy City goaltender. Fugner's going to line up to take this one. Face-off is won by Windy City. They go off the glass, hits off the glove of Rubus, and Peterson keeps him to the outside as he only had him to beat, and Windy City player levels. Windy City clearly didn't hear the whistle as they knocked the Blues net off, and they think they got a goal, but that is not happening. Whistle was clear as day before that. I think they think if they go through the handshake line, they get a goal anyways, but that's not how it works. Stetzer shakes off the cobwebs after he took a late hit there. That's the second time they've done that. I don't think they got many of those left. They clear it to the front. Schneider knocks it off his stick. Windy City comes away with it. They put it in deep. Rubis goes and battles for it. He puts it behind the net to Peterson. Peterson up the boards for Harris. Harris, he's going to skate it through the neutral zone. He goes far side for Rubis. Rubis with room. Skates it to the outside, puts it towards the net, and Windy City's goalie is going to cover that one. 11:33 left here in the second period. Tie game 2-2. Blues will have an offensive zone face-off, this time to the left of the Windy City goaltender. They're going to keep Fugner, Harris, and Schneider up front. Rubis and Peterson will be the defensive unit continuing. Windy City sends out 2 new forwards. Face-off is won by the Blues. It comes out to the point to Rubis. Rubis with room. Flips it towards the front. Stick down. Fugner grabs it. He tries to go to the front. Harris gets it. Shot on. That's a save by the Windy City goalie. He comes away with his loose puck. He puts it in behind the net for Fugner. Fugner takes it into the corner. Has it knocked off of his stick. Schneider now forces him to go the near side. It comes all the way out to the point. They tip it around Rubis and heads up. Blues got to get back as they got a 2-on-1. Their pass back is tipped off of their stick. Harris grabs it. He knocks his man down with a good reverse hit and picks it up. He goes far side for Schneider. Schneider's going to tip it around the defenseman. He hits held up on the sideboards, holds it there. Rubis holds at the blue line. And then finally, Windy City able to clear. Harris hits his man. They glove it down, bring it into the zone offsides, no call. Harris gets it to Rubis. Rubis tips it forward. Oh, Schneider thought he had Fugner breaking, and it's just out of his reach. They go far side for Peterson. Peterson's going to bring it into the zone now. He's got room. Takes a shot. That flips off of his stick, goes wide. Blues making a line change now as Windy City sends it down. That's going to go all the way in what should be an icing. And it is. So 10:26 left here in the second period. Blues will have an offensive zone face-off once again to the left of the Windy City goaltender. They complete the line change. Brooks and Smith will be on defense. Spatansky, Blanchard, Wessel up front. Spatansky lines up to take this draw. It is pushed into the corner. Wessel battles for it and wins it to Spatansky. Spatansky to the sideboards to Blanchard. Blanchard's one-time attempt is off the mark. And Brooks puts it down deep, goes to the far side corner. Smith pinches down deep. He fights off 3 men and hold the puck there. Blanchard comes in to help him out. It squirts out to the point to a covering Spatansky. Spatansky down low for Smith. Smith, far side, tries to hit Brooks and comes all the way out. Good hold at the line by Spatansky as he puts it back in deep. They try to clear again, held in by Brooks. Loose puck is fought for on the sideboards, won by Windy City. They're going to clear out. Big hit by Spatansky, and then he gets absolutely leveled in the head. That should be 2-10 against them on the second one for sure. Coach is arguing. We'll see what they call, but that was clearly a shot to the head on Spatansky after he made a pretty good hit, I thought. One ref didn't like it. The close ref that saw Spatansky's. So both are going to get roughs. It's going to be 5-on-5. Pretty bad miss on the head contact there. He was clearly going for the head and connected. So we'll play 5-on-5 hockey here for a little bit. Well, like normal, I guess. As Spatansky and one of their players goes to the box for coincidental roughing penalties. Blues bench having a conversation with the refs on that situation. I don't think they're thrilled with that. So we will have an offensive zone face-off. It is going to be to the right of the Windy City goaltender. Oh, nope, now they're going to bring it out to the neutral zone, which always a suspect play here in Chicago. Some refs like to keep it in the offensive zone, but it is the correct call to bring it out to the neutral zone. Coincidentals brings it out of the zone. Blues will send Crowley, Blanchard, and Wessel up front. Brooks and Smith on defense. Face-off won by the Blues to Smith. He chips it around one man to Blanchard. Blanchard puts it in deep. Blues going on the forecheck. Crowley goes for it. He hits his man. They send it high off the boards. They're going to bring it through the neutral zone. They hit a far pass, and they're behind the Blues again. And good play by Brooks to get back. Pushes them behind the net. They try to come up to the front. It hits the side of the net. Crowley grabs it. He tries to hit Blanchard. It's picked off by the Windy City defenseman. He puts it down low, and here they go into the corner with it. Windy City comes away with it, goes out to the front. Loose puck is knocked to the corner by Wessel. Windy City grabs it. They're going to skate it behind the net. Crowley on the back check is in the corner fighting for it. They bring it out to the point. Wow, another late high hit on Wessel this time. And Windy City control in the neutral zone. They're going to bring it right up the middle. They go far side, man open, take it to the outside, take it to the inside, and good pad save by Stutzer comes right back to him. They sure like getting the puck to number 17, don't they? And then they shoot it into the netting and should come out, but I think they're going to say that hit something, but it was just a rolling puck that they shot into the net. Little extracurricular activity after the whistle. We'll have another set of coincidental penalties. 5-on-5 still. Brooks goes to the box. Starting to get a party in the penalty boxes as this one gets more and more physical. Blues send out Giorgio, Boyer, Zilm up front with Komodowski and Miniman on defense. Windy City makes a last-minute substitution. Giorgio lines up, take this draw to Stutzer's left, and shocking against us in our zone, they miss the coincidental call and keep the face-off in our zone. Welcome to Chicago. Puck goes into the Windy City bench, tossed back on the ice. We're going to do it again from Stutzer's left. Face-off, won by the Blues. Miniman takes it behind the net for Komodowski. It bounces off of his stick. Komodowski grabs it in the corner. He goes far side for Boyer. Boyer's going to bring it through the neutral zone. He tries tipping around. It gets knocked off of his stick. Goes a mile high. Giorgio knocks it down, sends it to Miniman. Miniman back to Boyer. Boyer with a semi-break. Shoots, and wow, what a glove save by the Windy City goaltender to keep this a tie game. Good stretch pass, hits Boyer, and he uses his speed to get around the defenseman, gets on a semi-break. Good shot, better save. Blues will keep the same unit out. Windy City sends out a fresh forward unit. Face-off won by the Blues out to Komodowski. He has to skate the line as he has pressure. He has it knocked off of his stick and heads up. Here comes Windy City through the neutral zone, 3-on-2. Miniman keeps him to the outside. Windy City pulls up. They're going to put it in deep. Komodowski battles behind the net. Giorgio goes on the back check to help him out. Windy City comes away with it. They try to go to the far point. That's picked off. They reverse it, send it behind the Blues net, goes far corner. Boyer comes in. They send it out to the point. Boyer tips it into the neutral zone. Glove down by Zilm. They bring it in. Oh, and they call quite possibly the worst offsides call, which actually works out in the Blues' favor because the pass was off the mark anyways. And Windy City would have had it coming the other way, so we'll take that offsides. Blues send out Rubis and Peterson, along with Crowley, Bauer, and Bowers. Face-off one back to Rubis. He has to retreat back to his own blue line to grab it. He goes high off the glass, glove to the center. Should be a hand pass, no call there. And Windy City comes away with it. They try to put it in. He gets hits up. Big hit by Bauer after the player plays it forward. Blues grab it behind their own net. Bauer picks it up. He goes off the set, hits it off of a Windy City player. They have to reverse it far side as it would have been offsides. They're going to put it back in deep. That hits off Peterson, so no icing. Rubis picks it up behind the net. He goes up the board's near side. Bauer hits his man off the puck, tips it forward for Crowley. Crowley holds it on the sideboards. Bowers gets it, pushes it to Bauer. Bauer shakes off a hit. It goes into the corner. They clear it out, gloved down by Rubis. Rubis puts it back in, and that will be offsides. Windy City player collided with Bauer after the play. And Windy City took the raw end of that deal. And he went down hard. Ironic coming from that line that is dirty, that they don't like a little bit of rough play coming back at them. Blues win the faceoff. Bauer puts it down in deep. Blues going on the forecheck now. Bauer gets into it first. He's behind the net. He tries to put it to the front. It goes far corner off the back of the net. Crowley out to Bowers. Bowers has it knocked off of his stick. Peterson picks up the loose puck. He puts it in deep. It comes into the near side corner. They try to clear up the boards, held by Rubis. Rubis puts it towards Bauer in front and goes through his stick. Good hold by Fugner. Puts it in deep. He sends it to the far corner for Bowers. Bauer first man to it. He's going to hold it there, waiting for reinforcements as the Blues start a line change. It is hit high in the air. Rubis tries to kick it down. It's picked off. Rubis then sends it back, and Bowers, not sure what was going on there. He was still in the zone, and it causes an intentional offsides against the Blues. Blues finish the line change. Fugner, Harris, Schneider up front. Brooks and Smith on defense. Face-off won by the Blues back to Smith. He has to retreat into the Blues zone. Reverses, sends it high off the boards. It hits a seam, bounces right back to Windy City. They put it behind the Blues net. Brooks goes for it. They send it behind the net. Schneider picks up the loose puck. He sends it behind the net for Smith, as he had nowhere to go with it. Smith sends it high off the glass. Schneider tries to tip it out. It's held in by Windy City. They take a shot. That stick save is sent far side. Then the next shot deflects off something. Next one gets through right into the midsection of Stutzer, and he holds on to it for a whistle. Physicality starting to tick up a little bit in this game. Windy City sends out a fresh forward unit. They pretty much run this line every other shift. Face off, won by Windy City out to the point. Long slap shot, easy glove save by Stutzer. Held on to, and will do it again from his right. Fugner wins that one to the boards. Malachi Smith retreats, sends it behind his own net. Nobody there, goes right into the corner. Windy City gets it out, hits the post. No goal, another post. Loose puck again. Wow, back-to-back posts. Harris picks up the loose puck after a good stick check by Fugner. Fugner gets it from Harris. Fugner goes to Schneider. Schneider over to Harris. Harris shot. Oh, what a save by the Windy City goaltender, as Blues were able to get some offensive pressure after several good opportunities by Windy City there. Blues bring it down, a couple good passes, good scoring opportunity, but no rebounds surrendered by the Windy City goaltender on the shot by Harris. Spatansky, Blanchard, Wessel will be joined by Miniman and Komodowski on defense. Offensive zone face-off to the right of the Windy City goaltender, won by the Blues. Wessel gives it to Komodowski. Komodowski shoots. Tipped just wide of the near side post by Spatansky. Then Windy City grabs the puck in their corner. They send it out. That's tipped off a blue stick, so Komodowski has to retrieve it in his own zone. He skates it behind the net. He makes a move around one, makes a move around another, gets through the red line, hits off the ref, so it doesn't go in deep, and then he picks it off, and he takes it in, shot on, loose puck in front. Wessel grabs it, Wessel buries it! So Wessel picks up the rebound on the Komodowski shot, and Wessel buries it, but the Blues up 3-2 with 4:55 left here in the second period. Blues will continue with Potansky, Blanchard, Wessel, Miniman, Komodowski. Face-off is won by Windy City. They get it back to their defenseman. He crosses the red line. His pass in is tipped to Komodowski. Komodowski to Miniman. Miniman tries to hit Blanchard, bounces off of his stick. Windy City brings it right back in. They flip it high, glove down by Miniman. Miniman to Komodowski, and offsides by Windy City as the pass was picked off, but on this side of the blue line. Blues send out a fresh unit. We have Giorgio, Boyer, Zilm up front with Peterson and Rubis on defense. Giorgio lines up to take this neutral zone draw. It's won by him. Boyer gives it to Rubis. Rubis off the boards for Zilm. Zilm's going to skate it, drops it for Giorgio. Giorgio brings it in. He gets to the outside. He takes a shot. That's on. Pad save held on to by the Windy City goaltender with 4:27 left in the second period. Blues now lead 3-2. They'll keep the same five-man unit out. Windy City sends out their dancing unit. As number 13 is dancing to the music a little bit here. Giorgio lines up to take this draw. It is won by the Blues back to Peterson. Peterson with room takes a step, takes the shot, loose puck. Zilm just misses the near side open net, and then he gets hit from behind hard, and he goes down. Giorgio tries drawing a penalty after the fact. Blues get it behind the net. Rubis grabs it. He dodges a hit. Windy City has given up playing hockey at this point. They are just trying to hurt people. Rubis grabs his man. Now we have a scrum in front of the net. Punch is being thrown. And this one's going to get out of control because the refs let it get out of control. Should be a penalty against Windy City for banging the boards after a play like that. We'll have some ejections after this one as we have helmets off. Let's see what the ref does here. Giorgio. I'm going to say it because you can go back and look at it, even though probably not the right move. Giorgio kicks the Windy City helmet across the ice. Ref's going to discuss this one, but probably should be two ejections here, as fights with helmets coming off is generally an automatic game misconduct. So we'll see what they call here. And it does appear to be game misconduct. So they are escorting Windy City player from the ice. Rubis is being sent from the ice. And we will play down a player for each team, and Rubis is still talking the whole way off. And their player likes to talk. So Rubis for the Blues, number 13 for Windy City, will sit the rest of this game, and then they will sit their next game as well for Windy City. That could be against us tomorrow. Rubis will miss the game this evening against the Fury. So we will call a timeout here, and we'll be back after the refs get this one situated. And we are ready to get this game back underway. We will play 5-on-5 hockey. Neutral zone face-off coming up here as we have coincidental game misconducts against number 13 of Windy City and Rubus. So Rubus will miss tonight's game against the Fury as well. Windy City's player will miss their next game, whether that's us tomorrow or somebody else tonight, I don't know. Windy City comes away with the puck after a Blues win. They take it to the outside. Brooks knocks his man to the ice. They send a rocket towards the front of the net. That bounces off their stick. Giorgio pushes them to the outside. They try to put it in deep. That's picked off by Smith. Smith shakes off a hit, reverses. He tries to go behind the net for Brooks. Heavy pressure by Windy City here. He gets it around to Boyer. Boyer tips it to himself off the boards. He's got a man on him, drops it for Giorgio. Giorgio behind the net for Brooks. Here comes Brooks near side. He goes far side. He tries to hit Boyer. That misses him and goes all the way down for icing. Blues make a line change. They send out Miniman Kamadoski with Crowley, Bauer, and Bowers up front. Defensive zone face-off comes to Stutzer's right. That is won by Windy City, but knocked off their stick to Kamadoski. He goes behind the net for Miniman. Miniman goes up the seam for Crowley. Crowley tips it forward for Bauer. Bauer gets it into the Windy City zone. Windy City grabs it. They send it behind their own net. Bowers hits his man. Pinched by Kamadoski is unsuccessful. Good step up by Miniman. Breaks that play up. Bauer grabs it. He puts it in deep. He goes in to forecheck his own dump. He gets hit off the puck behind the net. Crowley then battles. Windy City comes away with it. They try to clear the zone. Picked off by Kamadoski. Kamadoski, the Miniman. Miniman tries to hit Crowley on a pass, and it goes right under his stick. And Windy City has a player down on the far sideboard, so we get a whistle blown. Windy City sends out a fresh offensive unit as their player was shaken up. Blues will continue with Bauer, Bowers, and Crowley. Miniman Kamadoski on defense. Windy City wins the draw. It is sent out to the point, held by Kamadoski. Windy City gets it back. Miniman steps up, grabs it after the hit by Kamadoski. Miniman takes it behind the net. He tries to go up the boards to Bowers. That's picked off. And then their pass to the front picked off by Kamadoski. And he has it knocked off of his stick. Wide open man in front gets a one-time attempt. He goes wide. And Windy City player and somebody collide from the Blues and knock the net off. Blues make a full line change. Fugner, Schneider, Harris come out up front. Peterson and Smith will be the defensive unit. So we'll start seeing some different lineups on defense. So if I mess up on names, bear with me. Face-off is won by the Blues, but kicked to the net. Stutzer holds. Frustration starting to boil for Windy City as they keep trying to put shoulders into the Blues goaltender, and the Blues players are not going to have that. Face-off won by the Blues. Peterson tips it forward to Schneider. Schneider gets it to the neutral zone. He tries to go far side to Harris. He gets knocked down. And then they're going to send it all the way down, and that will be icing against Windy City as they miss their pass. So Blues, with 2:09 left here in the second period, leading by a goal, will have an offensive zone face-off to the right of the Windy City goaltender. Windy City sends out their top line in 17, 95, and 44, as it's every other shift for them. Fugner lines up, take the draw. Windy City wins it. They're going to airmail it. That goes out. It's knocked down by their player, but Peterson picks it off. He goes to Schneider. Schneider puts it in deep, shakes off the hit. That hits the netting, and we should have a offensive zone face-off, this time to the left of the Windy City goaltender. No change in personnel for either team. Fugner lines up to take this draw. It is won by Windy City to the far side corner. Defenseman grabs it. They try to clear it out. Glove down by Fugner. Fugner down low for Harris. Harris circles. He sends it out to the point to Peterson. Peterson shot on loose puck in front, and more roughhousing in front of the net. And another punch by number 8 this time. I got to tell you, for a team that likes to dish it out, they certainly can't take it. And they let their tempers get the best of them very often. A lot of dumb penalties by this team. They'll send out a fresh defensive pair. Blues keep the same 5-man unit out. Face-off is won by the Blues. Schneider blocks the clearing attempt. Windy City gets it back. They clear through the neutral zone. Heads up, 2-on-1 into the Blues zone. Peterson keeps him to the outside. Shot! Shoulder save by Stutzer. Pushed behind the net. Fugner back there with Peterson battling for it. Windy City gets it to the front again. Another shot, another shoulder save, another shot. That one goes wide. Lots of pressure here by this line by Windy City. And then they clear the zone for the Blues. Schneider gets on the puck. He breaks it up. He pushes it forward. He gets it to the outside. He tries to drop for Harris. It gets knocked off of his stick. Harris sends it out the point to Kamadowski. Kamadowski takes a shot. It goes on net. Easy glove save by Windy City's goaltender. He holds on to it for a whistle. So 1:05 left here in the first period. Blues send out Spatansky, Wessel, Blanchard up front. Kamadowski and Brooks on defense. Face-off, won by Windy City. They go hard up the boards. Passes over the stick of Brooks, and we have another breakaway and takedown by Kamadowski, and that will be at minimum a penalty. Refs are going to talk about it. Probably should be a penalty shot. We'll see if they call it. He was clearly taken down from behind, and they do call the penalty shot. Windy City is trying to argue that they can pick the player for the penalty shot, but that is not the rule. It is the player that takes it. I'm sure they wanted that on the stick of 17 or 44. They did not get their wish. So 57 will take a penalty shot with 55.9 seconds left and an opportunity to tie this game up. We will see if Stutzer is up for the challenge. We are ready for this one. Whistle is blown. 57 picks it up on the dot. He's going to bring it into the zone with speed. Drops it, kicks it back to his stick. Shot, pad save by Stutzer. And that'll do it for that power play for them. You know, penalty shots are tough. You want them, but you also want power plays. But that one works out in the Blues' favor as Stutzer steps up, makes the pad save. Blues send out Kamadowski to replace Smith. So we'll have Brooks and Kamadowski on defense. Offensively, we'll continue with Spatansky, Blanchard, Wessel. Face-off is won by the Blues. Knocked off the puck is Blanchard. They get it. They send it towards the front. That's blocked behind the net. Loose puck picked up by Kamadowski. He tries to give it to Wessel, far side. Windy City picked that up. Good step up by Spatansky. Breaks up that play. He puts it in deep. Blues going on the forecheck. Blanchard battles behind the net board. Hits his man. They're clearing attempt picked off by Wessel. Wessel down low for Blanchard. Blanchard has it bounce off his stick but picks it back up. He sends it to Wessel in the corner. Wessel off the boards out to the point to Kamadowski. Kamadowski down low for Wessel. Wessel's going to carry it behind the net right in front for Blanchard, and it bounces over his stick, and here comes Windy City 2-on-2 back into the Blues zone as they bring it to the outside, pass to the middle, picked off by Blanchard. Blanchard tips it forward for Wessel, and Wessel with one to beat tips it towards the center, and he with a one-handed swing gets it on net, blocker save, and that'll do it for the second period. What an effort by Wessel with under 5 seconds left to get a one-handed diving shot on net. So after 2, Blues lead 3-2 against this tough Windy City Storm team. We'll be back for the third period here shortly. And we are ready to get the third period underway. 16 minutes go back on the clock for this final frame. Blues will start this shift with Peterson and Miniman on defense. Offensively, Spatansky will be centering Wessel and Blanchard. Face-off is won by the Blues. Peterson retreats into the Blues zone with it. He goes to Miniman, far side. Miniman, hard off the boards, tries to go to Blanchard. It's out of his reach. Puck is turned over by Windy City, and Spatansky couldn't hold off long enough, and Blues go off sides as Blanchard was just trying to drag his foot across as Spatansky entered the Windy City zone. Spatansky lines up to take this draw. It is won by the Blues. Wessel grabs it. He has it knocked off of his stick. He comes back away with it. He puts it in deep. Blues go in on the forecheck now. They're going to go hard off the boards. That puck is held at the blue line by Miniman. Miniman puts it towards the net. That hits off a skate, goes into the far side corner. Windy City clears it to the neutral zone. Step up by Peterson. He puts it back in deep, high in the air. Windy City's goalie plays it behind the net. Wessel there puts it in front. Spatansky grabs it. Oh, that's Blanchard. Blanchard grabs the loose puck as the goalie misplayed it and buries it to put the Blues up by 2 with 15:23 left here in the third period. Windy City's goalie had some words for the Blues as they celebrated a few feet from him. But Blues go up by 2 nonetheless. Blues will make a line change. They send out Giorgio, Boyer, and Zilm up front. Peterson and Miniman will continue on defense. Giorgio lines up, take this center ice draw. He wins it back to Peterson. Peterson's going to skate it across the line. He puts it in deep. Blues go in on the forecheck now. It goes behind the net. Zilm gets there. They push it forward. They chip it up. Hits off the backside of Giorgio. Stops there. They're going to turn. They're just going to fire it in off the skate of Miniman. Peterson picks it up in the near side corner. Reverses behind the net for Miniman. Miniman goes in front for Giorgio. Loose puck. Shot blocked by Peterson. Comes all the way out to the point. And they send it towards the front. Peterson gets taken down. Blues are going to go back on the power play as 18 hits Peterson from behind in the slot. And so Blues, with the 2-goal lead, go back to the power play with 14:51 left here in the third period. Blues will have Smith and Komodowski come on to play defense. Giorgio, Boyer, Zilm will continue up front. Giorgio lines up to take this one. Face-off won by the Blues back to Smith. He holds at the blue line. He skates a little bit. Goes to his partner Komodowski, back to Smith. Smith back to Komodowski. Komodowski down low for Boyer. Boyer skates it out to the blue line. He goes down low for Zilm. Zilm to Smith. It gets deflected off the stick of a Windy City player. He goes behind the net for Zilm. Zilm has it knocked off of his stick by the ref skates. Gets it to Smith. Smith to Komodowski. Komodowski stops on the blue line. Makes a move. He goes out to Boyer. Boyer far side to Smith. Smith to Komodowski. Komodowski to Boyer. Boyer with room. Shot. That's a save. Goes just wide into the corner off the goalie's stick. Smith gets it down low for Zilm. Zilm back to Smith. Smith tries to hit Giorgio in the slot. Goes through his legs. Boyer gets it to Komodowski. Back to Boyer. Boyer down low for Zilm. Zilm to Giorgio. Giorgio shoots. He scores! Giorgio with a power play goal. Puts the Blues up by 3 with 13:55 left here in the third period. Giorgio from Zilm and maybe Boyer. I'm not sure who had that before. So it is looking like Giorgio from Zilm and Boyer to put the Blues up by 3, and that's another power play goal for the Blues. Blues will send out Crowley, Bowers up front with Brooks and Miniman on defense. Crowley lines up to take this draw. Windy City center is tossed out of the circle. Face-off is won by Windy City, but splits their defense. They're going to have to backtrack to their own crease to grab it. They send it far side. Tip pass picked off by Crowley. Miniman gives it to Brooks. Back to Miniman. Miniman tries to go to Crowley in the center ice. That's tipped off. Blues start a line change, and Windy City brings it back in the neutral zone. Bauer hits his man. Crowley picks up the loose puck. He brings it in. He takes a shot. That goes off a shin guard. He takes it behind the net now. He sends it out to the point to Miniman. Miniman back down low for Crowley. Crowley drops it for Miniman. Nobody home, and Blues have to retreat to the neutral zone. Miniman gives it to Brooks. Brooks back to Miniman. Miniman hits Crowley. Crowley hits Bowers. Bowers brings it in. He goes to the outside, gets around one. Tries to get to the front, hits off a stick of a Windy City player. Schneider battles for it on the corner. Windy City tips it around. They're going to bring it out. They go far side, pass off the mark. Brooks steps up and grabs that off the boards. He sends it up to Bowers. Bowers turns. He's trying to push it forward. Windy City comes away with it. They send it to the neutral zone, and Bowers is going to go to the box for tripping as he takes down a Windy City player as he was probably gassed. That was a long shift for Crowley and Bowers. I don't think Bowers realizes he has a penalty yet. And he just figured it out when the ref told him. So Blues will go to the penalty kill with 12:50 left here in the third period. Blues send out Wessel and Spatansky up front. We'll have Smith and Peterson on defense. Face off, won by the Blues. Wessel's going to skate it out to the neutral zone. He crosses the red line, tries to give it to Spatansky. Spatansky gets around the last man, shoots, and off the goalie stick into the netting. As what a sweet little pass from Wessel that was, and broke Spatansky on a semi-break, shorthanded. That would have been a backbreaker to give up a shorty to go down 4. Spatansky lines up, take this draw in the offensive zone. It is won by Windy City to their own corner. Wessel goes in on the forecheck. They reverse. Wessel knocks it off his stick. Windy City picks it back up. They go up the far side boards. Now he's going to skate it. They give it back to the defenseman. He brings it into the blue zone, takes it to the outside. Smith keeps him there. They reverse up the boards, goes all the way out to the point. Near side, man open, shot off the skate of Peterson is blocked. He then chips it forward. Spatansky, tries to clear it out of the zone. It's picked off, and here comes Windy City back in with space. Next shot blocked by Smith. Wessel grabs it. He gets it out to Spatansky. Spatansky tries to chip it back. Windy City player hits his own guy. It's our two favorites, 46 and 17, hit each other. Behind the back pass was to nobody. They pick it up on the sideboard. Spatansky keeps pressure on him. They take it behind the net. They're going to send it out to the top of the circle. They go out to the point. They go down low, man open, picked off by Spatansky. He then sends it to the far side board. Wessel hits his man. They get it out to the point. They're going to go near side circle here. They shoot. That's deflected off, blocked by Peterson as well, back to the corner. They put it back in near side corner, and number 9's going to the box. And Blues go back to the power play as number 9 took a late shot high against Wessel and then doesn't understand the penalty. And that's one of their newer European players. Rules are a little different here in the States. You can't hit people in the head. That is against the rules. Blues will go to a 4-on-4 for 7 seconds. And then we will have a minute 23 power play. Blues will start the 4-on-4 with Schneider and Fugner up front. Defensively, we will have Brooks and Komodowski. Schneider's on the wrong side of the dot. I guess that's where they want him to line up. And face-off is one. Schneider picks it up, shoots, and scores! Tie up by Fugner. Schneider picks up the loose puck and buries it. Schneider from Fugner put the Blues up by 4 with 11:23, and that was so fast that it is still going to be 4-on-4. They scored in 2 seconds there. So Blues will still get a power play when this 4 seconds of the penalty expires. What a quick shot, quick developing play there for the Blues. Blues are getting a warning, I believe, for celebrating in front of the Windy City bench. So I laughed about where he lined up, and then he scores a goal. So I guess I got to eat my own words on that one. Windy City grabs the loose puck. They're going to send it high. Blues now start their power play after that fourth goal, or 4-goal lead goal. Komodowski reverses in his own zone. He's going to bring it out. He hits Schneider. Schneider reverses. He goes far. Tries to hit Fugner. Fugner was reversing, though. Windy City comes away with it. They go far side. Stick down by Schneider. He can't touch it. And they do touch it. Schneider then takes it away. Tries to get it to the outside. Brooks picks it up as it gets knocked into their zone. Gives it to Fugner. Fugner's going to skate it around the dots. He's going to bring it through the neutral zone with speed. He's got Harrison Schneider coming in. Fugner puts it in deep. He takes a late hit. Puck goes behind the net. They clear it forward. Schneider grabs it off the goalie's pass. Gives it to Komodowski. Komodowski down low for Harris. Harris tries to put it down low for Schneider. Picked off by Windy City. They hit a seam pass. It's picked off by Brooks. Brooks sends it off the glass. Comes out to the neutral zone. Harris hits his man. He puts it around. He gets hit. Komodowski there with him. Loose puck picked up by Komodowski. He's going to skate it in now. He brings it into the zone. That's offsides against the Blues. No call. Harris gets it from Como. Harris takes it down low. He gets it down below the goal line. Shoot! Oh, wow. Just wide of the open net. Brooks gets it from him at the point. Back down low for Harris. Harris to Komodowski. Has it bounce off him. Giorgio picks up the loose puck. He circles at the top of the blue line. He tries to put it in deep. He takes a slash for his efforts. Gets it back to Brooks. Brooks off the boards to Komodowski. He tries kicking it to the center. Windy City picks it back up. Boyer goes in on the forecheck with Zilm. Windy City tips it to the neutral zone. Picked up by Giorgio. Giorgio puts it back in, held there by the skate of Zilm. Zilm picks it up, throws it in deep. Boyer goes in on the forecheck. They go around far side. Peterson steps in, holds it there, drops it for Boyer as he was getting hooked. Goes far side for Miniman. Miniman has to pick it up off the boards. They go far side. They hit Giorgio. Giorgio circles on the top of the circle. He tries to take a shot. Fans on it. Windy City picks it up. He takes it behind their own net. They're going to make a long stretch pass. They get to the outside. Peterson keeps him there. Good stick by Miniman. Man wide open. Picks up the loose puck. Miniman grabs it off a deflection. His pass picked off, and wow. Almost another breakaway there. They send it towards the front of the net. Giorgio grabs it. Fakes the pass, skates it out, backhand sauce pass to Boyer. Boyer with space, brings it in. Shoot, pad save. Rebound picked up by Windy City. He takes it behind his own net. And what a bad call. Windy City player holds on. Windy City player holds Giorgio's stick, draws the hooking minor. I think they're going to give it to them both, or is it just Giorgio going? We'll see. Wow. You could see that all the way from here, that he was holding his stick and went down with it. Blues emergency goaltender goes to the locker room as I believe his team has a game. So Giorgio goes to the box for hooking. 1:30 power play for Windy City. Having a discussion with the Blues bench. So they have called something else on the Blues. So we have another Blues player going to the box. I don't know if Blues got a bench minor there or if they gave a misconduct of some sort to Giorgio. We will see if anything goes on the clock for Bowers going into the box. He's going to serve this minor or whatever this is. They did. So Blues will have, I don't know what they're calling. Blues have 4 defenders on the ice, so it's 5-on-4, I guess. I don't know. Refs blow the whistle again as we have more confusion as we get this underway. And the Blues have gotten another penalty for something. So Komodowski did something on the face-off dot there, and he goes to the box. They've got the score clock all messed up here. They've got a bunch of zeros all over it. Blues get another penalty. It looks like a bench minor. Bauer joins Bowers, Komodowski, and Giorgio in the box. This one will for sure be a 5-on-3 now. Well, at least Luke Scanapieko has some friends in the box with him now. He's been covering penalty box duty with his injury. Well, we have no idea what was called. We do know Blues got a bench penalty for something. That one we know. Giorgio got a penalty for something, which appears to be a double minor they put on the board, but for some reason they still sent an extra player for that because Bowers went from the bench to the box. So not sure what's going on there. I don't know if they gave Giorgio a double minor and a misconduct, and so Bowers is serving a 3-minute minor. I don't know on that one. And Como gets one for his mouth, I believe, on the side of the dot with the ref standing there. So Como goes in for a minor. So what I believe we have is Giorgio in the box for a 3-minute double minor plus an 8-minute misconduct. So he may be done for the game. Bowers serving his minor penalty. Bauer is serving the bench minor that I believe Coach Como got as he was having words with an official. And who's the last one? Who's the last player that just went in? I don't know. Who knows? It's all guesswork, people. We'll know after the game if we get to see the score sheet. Maybe we'll talk about it next game. Honestly, doesn't matter. Moral of the story is Blues will play shorthanded for a significant period of time for the remainder of this game. 3 minutes on one penalty, and then there should be 2 minor penalties that will be coming right after that. So even if they score, they will stay on a 5-on-3 most likely. Windy City controls. They go D to D at the point. They're making the zone shorter. Shot blocked by Spatansky, goes to the far side boards. They pick it back up. They go to the far circle or the near side circle, out to the point, into the skates. He kicks it back to his stick. Far circle. He's going to bring it in, steps to the top. He goes down low to the bottom of the circle. Back out to the slot. Far side circle, back to the slot. Shot blocked by Spatansky again. Picked up, sent back to the point by Windy City. He skates the line with it. He goes down low for player on the side of the circle. He reverses out to the top of the point. Back to the circle. Shot on, pad save, push to the corner. Windy City picks it up. Blues reestablish their triangle. They're going to reverse on their own circle. They're taking their time here. Minute gone in the penalty power play. Long shot. That's on. Shoulder save. Rebound. Loose in front. Another shot, and they score. So first 5-on-3 goal has been scored. Bowers should come out of the box. Ref doesn't even know the rules. First player should come out. The next penalty starts. They have no idea what they're doing here in Chicago. Hometown reffing is at its best when you're here in Chicago. He doesn't even know how to explain the rule. He is 100% wrong here. Bowers should be out of the box. Komodowski's minor should start next. And he is arguing like he knows what he is talking about, and he does not. The 28-second penalty is over now, so that penalty expires. The next minute 30 starts. Wow. What a horrific display of officiating here, as several dirty hits have been bypassed for Windy City. All in all, I would say a decently officiated game until recently. They need to take one of the penalties down. They take the original minor down. Oh, you know what? Actually, I think I was wrong. I think the ref is right. They lowered the 2-minute minor to a minute 30, which is the right call. So I apologize to the ref. They did get that call right, because that was the initial penalty, and that is the one that would expire first. So Giorgio's first minor is dropped down to a minute 30, as we are 5-on-3 for 22 seconds. When this next penalty expires, we will still be 5-on-3. They send it back to the point. Top of the circle. Shot. That goes wide. Oh, good hold by the defenseman right at the blue line. He circles. Shot. Blocker to the corner by Smith. He sends it up hard. That's going to go all the way out. Not far enough for icing as he pulls up. They wave it off, as they should. Windy City's going to bring it out of their zone with speed. It's their number 44. They like him. He brings it out. And shot towards the net. Loose puck in front. Pushed to the far side. Second penalty never went up on the clock, so they're going to have to figure out when that one expired. That's going to be a mess when the time comes, but it will be 5-on-3 for another 40 seconds. Then we go to 5-on-4. Shot on, blocker save again by Stutzer. Oh, man, what a bad call. Malachi Smith is going to take a bad call. Another shot on, and puck pushed to the corner, and he finally is able to touch it. Wow, and then he gets absolutely leveled high, and no call on that one. Yep. Here it is. I'm fine with the initial call if you think it's high, but you can't not call the next one. And one of the players should be out of the penalty box. I don't know who, because God knows what they've called at this point. But one of the players should be out. It should still be a 5-on-3 for another, who knows? I don't even know. I have not, that's the next minor, but it should have started as soon as the other one expired. The scorekeepers are doing really not a great job here keeping this situated. But refs are back in the box again. We'll be back here shortly. So somebody, I think, comes out of the box. We're going to find out here. Nope. They were going to. Nope. Wrong call again. Bowers should be out of the box as the double minor has expired for Giorgio, but they are not going to send it out. We get this game back underway. Face-off won by the Blues. Miniman sends it high off the glass. Kick saved by the defenseman. They go D to D on the point. Send it back. Back out again. Down low. Back out to the slot. Far side circle. He steps in. Near side shot on, save. Loose puck in front, covered by Stutzer, and he holds on to it. What a heads up save and hold by Stutzer. As
Stoppage or 2 seconds? Where do you even know?
they win the face-off. Blues get one player back. Shot, blocker saved. Wessel picks up the rebound. He pushes it out. He's got a semi-break, one to beat. He gets slashed. No pick there. Drops it for Spatansky. Spatansky back to Wessel. Wessel out to the point to Peterson. Peterson tries to take a shot. That's picked off and heads up. Here come the Windy City 3-on-1. They go far side. Man open. Shot. Goal. So just like that, with all these penalties racking up, Blues give up 2 power play goals to Windy City. And that should do it for all the penalties. I believe we should be back to even strength now. And 5-on-5, Blues 4-goal lead has evaporated down to 2. All players out of the box except Giorgio, who I believe has a misconduct. So Blues will send out Fugner, Schneider, Harris up front with Komodowski and Brooks on defense. Momentum is clearly now in Windy City's favor after all these penalties and power play goals. Blues looking to turn that back around. Fugner lines up to take this draw. It is a tie-up. Schneider steps in, gets hit. Windy City comes away with it. Long shot, pad save, goes to the far corner. Komodowski battles for it and wins. He takes it behind the Blues net, reverses. He goes far side. He hits Harris. It's in his skates. He kicks it to his stick. He brings it through the neutral zone. He goes to Fugner. Fugner tries to hit Harris down low, completes it. Harris got a man draped all over him, sends it out to Brooks at the point. Brooks sends it on net. That's a save. Harris misses the rebound. Windy City sends it back out. They bring it back through the neutral zone. All Blues back. Long shot on net. Saved by Stutzer. Rebound gets kicked in front. And ref lost sight of the puck and blows the whistle. 5:06 left here in the third. Blues lead 6-4. Even strength hockey after a flurry of hometown calls against the Blues. A couple of them were probably warranted. A couple of them seemed weak to us, but we are not the officials, so it's just our opinion. Blues send out Crowley, Bauer, Bowers up front. Or I'm sorry, it is Crowley, Bauer, or Boyer, and Zilm, as Giorgio's in the box probably for the rest of this game. Windy City comes away with it. Peterson knocks him off the puck and goes to the corner. They reverse it up to Crowley. Crowley to Boyer. Boyer goes far side for Zilm. Zilm crosses the red line into the Windy City territory. Then he puts it in deep. Boyer goes in on the forecheck. He gets interfered with, still gets the puck, sends it to Crowley. Crowley out to the point to Peterson. Peterson back down low for Crowley. That puck is picked off. They try to send it up the boards. Crowley intercepts. He tries to pull it towards the front. Windy City grabs it from him. They cleared the neutral zone, and they're going to put it in. Stick down by Peterson. He tips it forward for Boyer. Boyer gets tripped. No call. Peterson grabs the loose puck, battles for it on the corner. Boyer gets up. He puts it in deep. That goes all the way down. Goalie plays it behind the net. Zilm goes in on the forecheck. They're going to send it out neutral zone. Little give and go pass on the touch. Good stick by Bowers, and he pushes it back in offsides. Blues complete the line change, so we'll be playing 3 centers, 4 sets of wing, and 5D for the remainder of this game, as Rubis has been ejected from this one for a scrum in the second period, and Giorgio now on a 2-10 in the box. So Fugner, Bowers, and Bauer up front. Face off one by Windy City. They chip it into the blue zone, glove down by Komodowski. They say hand pass, but he dropped it to himself.
He handed it to himself.
Luckily, the face-off is literally in the exact same spot he blew the whistle, but not the right call nonetheless, as Como dropped it to himself. Blues win the draw. Komodowski sends it over to Smith. Smith's going to skate it. He goes far side for Bowers. Bowers chips it in. That goes all the way down. Fugner gets to the puck first. He reverses in the corner. He battles. He has Bauer helping him out. Fugner gets knocked to the ice. Windy City comes away with it. They're going to skate it into the neutral zone. They bring it to the near sideboards. They bring it into the blue zone. They're just going to put it in deep. Malachi Smith picks up the loose puck. He has it knocked off of his stick. Wide open in front. Shot goes wide. Comes all the way around. Bowers didn't see it coming. They take another shot from the point. That goes wide. Picked up by Komodowski. He sends it up the boards. Fugner grabs it, sends it to Bauer, and here comes Bauer with one to beat. Gets it knocked off of his stick, and it rolls in offsides off the skate of a Windy City player. Blues send out Spatansky, Blanchard, Wessel up front. Brooks and Miniman, the defensive pairing. Spatansky lines up to take this draw. It is won by the Blues. Miniman has it. He fans on his pass. Windy City grabs it. They're going to push it in deep. Brooks gets hit, holds the puck there. Windy City steals it, tries to do a Michigan, loses the puck. It's knocked off of his stick. Blanchard grabs it. It gets knocked off of his stick. Miniman throws it out to the neutral zone, and it is gloved into the Blues bench by a Windy City defender. 2:59 left here in the third period. Blues lead 6-4 after surrendering 2 power play goals to the Windy City Storm on a myriad of penalties called against the Blues. At one point, I think we had 7 players in the box. Face-off is won by Windy City. Wessel gets dumped after the fact. They're going to throw it in deep. That goes over the net. Miniman picks it up. He reverses behind the net, tries to hit Brooks, and goes right to a Windy City player. They take it behind the net. They try to go to the front. That hits off the skate of Miniman. Wessel picks up the loose puck. He chips it forward to Blanchard. Blanchard just chips it to the neutral zone. Windy City reclaims control. They go D to D on their blue line. They send it forward, picked off by Spatansky, and here he comes back in, drops it for Wessel. Wessel, shot, blocker save, goes to the far corner. Spatansky gets on it, wins his battle, drops it in the corner for Wessel. Wessel tries to hit Spatansky in front. Loose puck goes all the way out to the point. Miniman just puts it in deep. Wessel already behind there, sends it out front, tries to hit Spatansky, and then Windy City turns and just fires it down, and that will go all the way and should be far enough for icing, and it is. $17 up to his old dirty tricks. Hits Brooks in the corner after the icing is blown. He should probably just go back to playing European hockey. I don't think he quite understands the game here in the United States. He's just a dirty hockey player, but man, is he good. He's fast. He's got moves. If he could figure it out, he would be pretty spectacular. Fugner, Schneider, Harris up front. Peterson, Smith on defense. Face-off, won by Fugner, sends it out to Smith. Smith tries to go back to Harris. It gets knocked out, and Harris is going to the box for a trip as he reached and grabbed. And Blues will go back to the penalty kill as Harris got his skate tangled or his stick tangled in a player's skate. So 1:56 left here in the third period. Blues to the penalty kill again. Blues will start this penalty kill with Spatansky, Wessel up front, Smith and Peterson on defense. Wessel lines up to take this draw. Windy City's forward gets tossed. He doesn't want to listen to instruction. Defenseman comes in to take the draw. It is a tie-up, won by the Blues. Wessel comes away with it, tries to chip it around. Good hold by the Windy City player, but it goes into the Blues bench. So we will do it again from Stutzer's right. Windy City has pulled their goaltender. Wessel will take this draw again. It is tied up by the Blues. They're going to win it. They send it all the way down, and that will be icing against the Blues. So we will do it again from the same spot. Wouldn't be surprised to see the Blues take a couple more whacks at that one, trying to get an empty netter here. At least keep the puck from being controlled in their own zone. Take the chance on the faceoffs if they can't get one in. Wessel lines up to take this one again. It is again tied up. This time Windy City sends it to the point. They go D to D at the blue line. Long shot hits their own player in front. Rebound sent to the corner. Peterson grabs it. He sends it all the way out, and that is going to go all the way down for icing against the Blues again. Minute 32 left here in the third period. 1:06 left in the Harris tripping penalty. Blues lead 6-4 as this game got a lot tighter recently with a couple power play goals for Windy City. Face-off is won by Windy City, but it goes off the glass all the way to their own zone, so they're going to skate it back out. They stretch pass it to the far blue line. Next pass picked off. Wessel grabs it. He sends it all the way down, and that will be icing again against the Blues. With a minute 18 left in the third period, 52 seconds left in the Harris minor. Wessel lines up to take this one again. I think I might have called a timeout if I was one of these teams here. No call. Face-off won by Windy City out to the point. They go near side circle, back out to the top of the point. Far side circle this time, bounces off of his stick. He reverses into the corner. He sends it behind the net, hits off his stick. Malachi Smith comes away with it. He sends it hard off the boards. That's going to go all the way down, but not far enough for icing, as Windy City has to reclaim it in their own zone. He's going to come through the neutral zone with speed, crosses the red line, crosses into the zone. Long shot blocked by Peterson. They reclaim the puck. They have it. They try to put it to the front. Spatansky bats it away. Then Wessel throws it into the corner. Puck comes out to the point. They're going to skate the line with it. They go top of the circle. Picked off by Peterson. Peterson sends it forward. Foot race between Wessel and big number 9. 9 wins that one. Sends it out to the neutral zone. Spatansky takes a late high hit. They're going to bring it back in. They step across the line. They shoot. Rebound there. Boyer steps up and grabs it. He's going to hold on the sideboards. He takes a hit. 15 seconds left in this game. Loose puck comes out. Brooks sends it, into the netting. So we'll have a defensive zone face-off. Just another foot shorter. That's going to hit the glass and go all the way around. And instead, we have a offensive zone face-off. Blues will have Wessel, Boyer, and Spatansky up front. Brooks and Miniman on defense. Windy City has put their goalie back in net. Face-off, won by Windy City out to the point. Wessel gets out there, long shot, blocked by Spatansky, held in, and then thrown all the way down. That will be on net, and that's going to do it. Blues win 6-4 and start this weekend 2-0. We will be back this evening at, let me see what time. So we are back tonight at 5 o'clock at Arctic Ice Arena again for our second game against the Fury, third game of the weekend as the Blues start the weekend 2-0. Well-fought game today. Probably could have been a little bit more in the Blues' favor had we not taken so many penalties there with about 8 minutes left in the third. But we'll take the win nonetheless, and we'll be back tonight at 5. Until then, we'll see ya.